long time, an hour.
I was not shocked. I'm just worried because I know it's going to happen over and over again.
Then he was killed by the very people that are supposed to take care of them.
Good evening. My name is Ondelambana and welcome yet to another episode of Cutting Edge. Mangaung Prison, a private maximum security facility in Bloemfontein run by global security giant G4S, has been for years accused of torture, abuse and cover-ups. In March this year, 37-year-old Mpho Mkhumbeni died in the prison, the same prison that made international headlines after the escape of convicted murderer Thabo Bester. Prison officials claimed he died of an asthma attack, but his family, eyewitnesses and medical evidence tell a very different story. Tonight, we investigate suspicious deaths at Mangaung Prison, why wardens acted with impunity, and why inmates say surviving your sentence here is just as hard as serving it.
It was a random searching. Then they left their bag there. Unfortunately, when they found back there, they said there was money inside. They beat up the inmate by the name of Mpho. I don't know his name. By the name of Mpho in the evening yesterday. Then today, he died today at the hospital. And the other one was beaten up because of he was found with a cell phone.
March 12, 2025. Inside his cell, Mpho Mkhumbeni collapsed. Hours later, his family got a devastating phone call. The prison chaplain said their brother had died from an asthma attack, but the family knew better. Just 2 days earlier, they had seen him alive and well.
Mother of the child. Yes.
And the child.
Yeah, and the child. They went in. So obviously, the message was very clear that he was upbeat, he was healthy.
They saw him.
Obviously, contrary to what was presented, that he was sick, because this chaplain, he painted a picture that he was not well, you know, and obviously, as I say, it was shocking.
For 6 days, Mpho's family wasn't allowed to see his body. This raised even more suspicions.
I do believe that there was something at play. It shouldn't have been that difficult for us to see the body. They would have just had someone to usher us and write a statement that we didn't touch the body. The case was just, it was just ubiquitous that he died unnaturally, you know. And maybe had it not been for the bruises, we would not have been here today. Then he was killed by the very people that are supposed to take care of them.
I was informed that there was a death. I didn't speak to the doctor myself. The doctor from GS4 contacted one of my colleagues and asked him if he can sign Mpho out as a natural causes.
Mr. Ferreira refused to let the hospital doctor to declare Mpho's death as natural. He insisted that the body be brought to him so that he could verify whether it was indeed natural. He says he was pressured by prison officials to delay the autopsy.
This one guy asked me, he said, yeah, I must try and delay this autopsy as long as I can because the family are difficult. And then he said, when I'm finished, I must call their director at G4S to explain what I found. So like I say, it's sort of, I don't know, they've got the demands, but I'm independent. I don't report to G4S, luckily not.
Did it ring any alarm bells to say that there's probably more going on in that prison than what we might know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cases that should end up here, that never ends up here. What I saw in this Mpho case, the history and my autopsy is disturbing. It's disturbing that there was the doctor wanted to sign him out as natural. That sort of really bothers me.
The autopsy confirmed the family's worst fears. Mpho died from complications caused by pepper spray and blunt force trauma. His death was violent. Mpho shared a cell with 3 other inmates who witnessed his final hours. One of them confided in his aunt, telling her how wardens accused Mpho of stealing money, stripped and assaulted him for over an hour.
Maponesa aba le 4 maponesa. Aba starta aba clap le bone ba na ba le 4 ka sele le maponesa le 4. So maponesa ba bitsa ka di club ba one ba bantsha 3 abantsha ba ba gago bao ba tswe ba imekantle ba ba re Mpho a hlobole a sala sa paga ba moseje Mpho ba hlobole bone ba imitswe ka ntle ha Mpho hlobola khao ka ntse ba mo bitsa a sa paga a re ba mo biditse long time an hour ha ntse ba mo bitsa go bo feta anele ke o motona wa mosadi o motona mo maponeseng a ba feta a re mo maponeseng ao Mangaung Prison. And then maponesa a kantsa mo bitsa and then maponesa ao a ba bula ba fetsa go tsa Mpho ba ba busetsa ha ba busetsa ka mo kantse ba ba clap ba fitla ba clapa hape.
Before locking them in the cell again, they sprayed them with pepper spray.
Ka ba bona for Mpho ha sa le hantle o biditswe thata o sa rekile o blue mo mmeleng ha sa le hantle. And then Mpho khantsalla a re ha ke sharp ba fana ke sharp. And then ka bona ene se nna bosiu. And then momo show ka ba Mpho ba re ba bitse doctor ba bantse ba khweletsa ba bitsa a re ka ba sa tle dingaka tseo ka di sa tle di etsa ka mabomo di sa tle kind of for ba ba kwalla ka pepper spray but bone ba le bana re Mpho yena because ke motho a asthma ena mo hlola pepper spray eo ba ba ga a ye site ya first re jwalo and then ba mo pompa ka Mpho ka re hanne re e be le hore ba re a heme a le ke o hema na ko ntse ba re a heme e be le hore Mpho ha hema ka ekete wa gaspa ke na ko Mpho a nya hloka Mpho hloka letse ka sele na ko ba to monka di casta hloka fiti batho ba di doctor casta hloka fiti so ba re ba ngole statement sa hore o hloka letse ko ngakeng e seng ka bone ba hana go ngola statement se ba re ebile re tlo ngola statement ho lona re tlo ngola ko SABC ko maponesa na SABC because lona le re ngodisa statement sa maka ka se maponesa aba treat hampe aba khafa aba isa kai.
2 senior officials are alleged to have witnessed and even encouraged the assault on Mpho. Yet, in their statements, they claimed to have seen nothing. Investigations later revealed they were not being truthful.
The investigation moved further to confirm the contractor's failure to adhere to its obligations under the concession contract. In essence, senior managers who were required to provide oversight during and after the search failed to intervene or report the incident. Their claims of not witnessing the incident have been found to lack credibility. Even more concerning, G4S and its employees sought to conceal the truth and obscure the department's investigation.
For decades, Mangaung Prison has faced allegations of torture, electroshock, forced medication, and deaths written off as natural. Mpho's case is the first time prison staff have been charged with murder, but he's not the only one.
In 2005, Isaac Nelani was found dead. Officials called it suicide. Eyewitnesses claimed otherwise. His autopsy concluded his death was undetermined but suspicious. In 2013, epileptic inmate Mpho Mkhumbeni was allegedly electroshocked, and the shock triggered a seizure that killed him. Cellmates claimed to have pressed the panic button, but no one came. His family still hasn't received justice. G4S gave them 3 different stories. In 2024, Danish inmate Peter Fredriksen's cause of death was listed as heart failure, but witnesses alleged that he was beaten with electrified shields. An official inquiry was launched, but no findings have been shared with his family or lawyer. And then there was Mpho Mkhumbeni, a close associate of Thabo Bester. It's alleged that he was poisoned because he knew too much regarding Bester's escape. His father went to police, but the case stalled. One former inmate told us that at Mangaung, the real danger doesn't just come from other prisoners. He says inmates must watch their backs not only against each other, but against the very officials meant to protect them. He recalls the years he spent in prison and the torture he endured.
They are using a prison system actually. It's a prison, it's not rehabilitation. The first torture, they started when we made the riots. When they came into my cell, they started to order me to take off my clothes. So after taking everything out, they started to take that mattress, blanket, everything out, my clothes out. See, they take my cup, close that this zinc so that the water can come all over. Then they will take that cup and
pour water everywhere.
They will start to apply their electric shocks on the floor, and the floor is wet that time. And when they are wearing boots, they will apply the shields there. Then they come to you. They will fight you for a very long time with those until you pass out. You will hear me crying, making noise. That time I'm quiet, they know I passed out.
He says he was not surprised by Mpho's death, nor by other suspicious deaths at Mangaung Prison.
I'm just worried because I know it's going to happen over and over again. It happened a lot of times. That is why I was not shocked about that.
This inmate was throwing himself from the roof, there on top.
There was this style. The inmates, maybe he will be suicidal. He will take the sheets and claim there on top. They will come and negotiate. They will go there. When they go there, they will cut that thing. Some other guys died like that. Hey, he fell from top to down. He died.
It was suicide.
How?
So you're saying that they would go up there
and cut that
under the pretense of wanting to negotiate.
Yeah.
Only for them to cut it.
Yeah,
and then the inmate falls down and then they say it's a suicide.
Yes. So I'm not, it's not something new or surprising to hear someone died in G4S.
Godfrey says on multiple occasions, he and other inmates were forcibly injected with antipsychotic drugs as a means of control.
They ordered me, after taking everything out, they ordered me they're gonna inject me with an injection. What? I didn't say I want injection. Injection for what? I'm not sick, but you are sick. You see? You are making the rounds, you are sick. Now you're going to make sure that you are under control. I said, no, guys, man, you cannot inject me. Only the nurse can inject me. And I must agree also for that. They started to beat me. They beat me, they hold me until they handcuffed me. You see, in that metal, they forced me, then they inject me, they left the cell.
Godfrey's experience is not isolated. In this leaked video from a few years ago, another man can be seen about to be forcefully injected with antipsychotic drugs.
Confirmation to inject the inmate currently is confirmed. Just want to inform the inmate about it.
What's for? What's for cruising? Flu. I'm going to police the oh, you say bad. I'm in full of bomb. I'm a donkey. Oh, I'm a donkey. I'm a donkey. Okay. No. Okay, bring him. No. I say for my boss, I catch a box. I'm smarter than a pipe. So I catch a box. I'm just so I catch a box.
On his stomach. On his stomach. On his stomach. 3, 2, 1. 3. Let's go. Schrijf er aan nurse en kom.
Okay, right.
Mangaung Prison has a long and bloody history. Despite its contract ending next year, G4S continues to operate the facility even after Thabo Bester's escape and the subsequent death of Mpho Mkhumbeni. With public pressure mounting, should G4S be allowed to continue? We put those questions to the Department of Correctional Services.
Now, with Mpho's case moving through the courts, the public has a rare window into what really happens inside one of South Africa's darkest prisons. Singabako Nxumalo sat down with us to discuss whether the Department of Correctional Services will take over the running of Mangaung Prison.
We have had a number of disturbing cases happening at Mangaung Correctional Center, which is a private facility that is operated by Bloemfontein Correctional Contracts and subletted to G4S. So as a department, we have investigated a number of these cases. We've also taken action against the entity there, but we've even went as far as going to court when we made an intervention to terminate the contract. And BCC, which is Bloemfontein Correctional Contracts, said no, we cannot terminate the contract, and they took us to court. So we are in court currently because some of the things that are happening there are completely outside the mandate of corrections in the country when you look at how correctional facilities to operate.
He says Mpho's death raised suspicions from the onset, prompting the Department of Correctional Services to launch an investigation into the matter.
What was disturbing was that there were also senior managers from G4S who were present there. And the account that they gave us indicated that they were on a mission to conceal the truth. Hence, we went on in terms of saying we needed to open a case for defeating the ends of justice because they never mentioned anything about an assault taking place there. Yet they were there. They were at the scene. So they ought to have reported that other things happened there. And the officials that conducted that search and were involved in that assault were even arrested. They are out on bail, and the temporary manager went on to suspend the operating licenses of the managers which were there, until this day, they are still on suspension.
Do we know why the two senior managers were not arrested for defeating the ends of justice?
After the inquest was then changed into a murder charge, and SAPS was now fully involved with that particular matter. We even approached the police in saying that there is a second case of defeating the ends of justice. Unfortunately, prosecution was not keen to pursue that angle, but it's something that we still feel that must be pursued because they ought to have brought to the fore what really happened there.
If I hear this is the first time that people are held accountable, that is more disturbing, because I can't see that this is the only incident. There must have been previous incidents. People should be held accountable, and if we've got this one case where we get people charged, criminally charged, it will help in the future. Because now people will know they can be held accountable.
Dr. Ferreira says he would like to review some of the medical reports of other inmates whose deaths were ruled as natural causes.
If they can provide me a list of people that died there, say over the last 10 years or stuff, it would be quite interesting to see how many of those people ended up here. Because like I say, the system is allowing the doctor to sign someone out as natural. So the system's got to change, the legislation's got to change to see to it that all those, and I'm not only talking about prisons, any facility, like persons in custody, and should come to us. We can decide. It's okay if we look at all the information, we can decide it's natural. But like I say, you are working with a young population, so it's not like a old age home you're working with here. So you don't expect a lot of people to just die in a prison. My message out there to people in prison, in hospitals, wherever, in any institution, if there's something that you feel it's an unnatural death, then you must get the police, you must open a case, and then they have no option other than to send it to us.
We asked G4S to respond to these allegations. But at the time of finalizing this episode, they had not responded to our questions. G4S continues to fight in court to hold on to its contract, but inmates and their families continue to pay the price.
At Mangaung Prison, sentences are not just about time served, but survival. For Mpho Mkhumbeni's family and many others, that survival was stolen. And now the question remains, will they ever get that justice? We will bring you part 2 of this story in the coming weeks with more shocking revelations. And that brings us to the end of tonight's episode. If you missed it, catch the repeat on Wednesday at 14:30 on SABC 1 and SABC Plus, and at 8:30 on 404. And for more on what's coming up on Cutting Edge next week, listen to the following radio shows: Apha Naphaya on Mpho Mkhumbeni FM, True News at 6 on True FM, Abasiki Bebunda on Ukhozi FM, and Zibuya Nabazumi on Ikwekwezi FM. From me and the producers of the show, thank you and good night.